So, hello guys, here we have Sagar and I'm Dhananjay. And today we are going to talk about some stuff regarding games and all. So, basically, he's also into tech, I'm also into tech, and we have a very common ground which is basically playing games and making games. He's also developing a game, I'm also developing a game, and then we just thought that okay, let's do a podcast together and let's talk
That's
about
right.
games. So,
That's
yeah,
right.
Sagar, please go on.
So yeah, games are like important part of our lives because the generation we are in, हम जिस generation में है अभी, I think mid 20s, late 20s, okay, we are the pioneers of like we are the main people who started playing games in India. I remember I was 3 year old, okay, when I got my Windrone PC at my house. And I used to play Road Rash and FIFA 99 आया था उस time पे, if I remember correctly. Wolfenstein I used to play.
Yeah.
So from that era to the era right now, I am playing AAA. We are playing AAA games right now. So we have seen, like we are the right generation who have the actual right to speak about games.
Correct.
Right. So yeah, that's about it. And I also, like we basically work upon AI. We have an AI based product. I have a tech company basically. Dhananjay also is, like leading a tech company. We both discussed a lot of times that हम कोई गेम बनाते हैं. So he is also creating a game. I am also creating a game. So we thought, okay, let's start actually speak about let's speak about games, and let's speak about how it changed our lives. What difference did it make to us? So Dhananjay, let me ask you a question. Which was the first game you played, if you remember?
Basically, I started. So the first game that I saw actually was Road Rash, and then the first game that I ever played was Vice City. And I used to visit in summer holidays to my mama's place, and there I actually played Vice City the first time, and even the monitor was black and white. So my first experience with Vice City was not that the ambience and the colors, nothing was there. It was all black and white, but it was fun
It was black and white, like the computer screen?
yeah, the monitor was black and
Wow.
white, so
Wow.
it was a good experience.
Nice.
Yeah, I was nearly at maybe 5 or 6 years old.
What year we are speaking about?
We are speaking about 2006 or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. That era was my second, I call it second generation of games for me. The first generation was 1998, like 1999, 2000, 2001.
Okay.
When I was 3, 4, 5, I used to play यही रोड रेस वगैरह. 2006 तक तो ना cricket EA Sports.
that was also a thing.
It was basically all about EA Sports in the market. Because like we lost 2003 World Cup very badly. After that, we all our generation got interest into cricket, and cricket 97 was one of the games I used to play a lot.
Have you played that game? There was this cricket. So basically, you'll have your camera placed in front, like it's behind the batsman.
Yeah,
And then just ball the
test
ball.
match.
Yeah, kind of like that.
टेस्ट मैच है उसमें और बस वो 2-4 ओवर ही खेलता है.
Exactly.
बहुत ही घटिया गेम था.
It was, but yeah, that was the first cricket game I played, and it was actually good.
मैं घटिया इसलिए बोला. It's actually a good game, but इसके अंदर ना because I am a bit techy. Okay, मुझे ना detailing वाले गेम काफी पसंद है.
Right, that was missing.
ठीक है, मुझे क्या चाहिए? Right now I'm playing this Cricket 24 by Big Ant. Amazing game. The best cricket game at the moment. Would I miss it, कि उसमें बारिश हो गया ना डकवर्थ लुईस नहीं होता. ठीक है. That is something like which makes me miss my EA Sports time.
Correct.
So that was actually a nice game. I don't remember the name of that game.
I also don't remember the name, but yeah, it was good. And then after that, I played cricket 2007, I think so. And that was also good.
Have you played Dangerous too?
No. I have heard the name. Maybe I have seen it somewhere, but I haven't played it.
It's one of the best games out there, like maybe today's kids won't agree with me, but if you are from that generation, you would have played Dangerous too.
So basically, there were some other games like Hercules, and then there was something like Pac-Man, and then Dave was one thing. Wolfenstein, of course.
Yeah, Wolfenstein.
And then Wolfenstein also, like there are different versions that I've played time after time, and the fun is still there. Nowadays, the Wolfenstein games I don't like them much, but yeah, the earlier ones were pretty good.
Nice. So I have a question for you. What life lessons did you learn from games, or did you ever? Because I think you would have learned. The reason being is it's a like we are, I would say, we all are from middle class India,
Right,
1990s, 2000s,
right,
right?
definitely.
I haven't seen Miami till yet, till now, but I have played Vice City. I have not been to to Los Angeles, but I have played GTA 5.
Correct.
Right? We have seen a lot of cities. We have gone to a lot of places. Right? So games are an alternate reality to us. And in the time when we didn't have internet connection pretty well, right now, जैसा था नहीं था उस time पे. So games एक वो जरिया था जिससे like we used to like go to alternate realities. So definitely life lessons तो आया होंगे कुछ.
हाँ, life lessons as in I would say more than life lessons, games have shaped me a lot.
Okay.
In the sense, whatever I am doing right now, all this tech, making games, and I would say even the first point of interest when I got into this programming and all of that was just because of the games. And the reason was that I was so intrigued that how these things are being made, and for both softwares and games both, but more about games because I have been playing for hours when I was a child. So I was always intrigued about the how they are creating all of these worlds inside this computer and basic stuff like how these graphics are done, how the sound is playing, everything. So then I started programming and creating small games with whatever I was learning. That was quite fun, and then everything turned out to be kind of a result to what I was doing. So yeah, it shaped a lot, like the career flow and everything.
And which is your most favorite game till date?
Most favorite game? It's very hard to say. Yeah, it's very hard. I can give you some titles.
You can give me few.
Yeah. So I would say the Tomb Raider series.
Oh wow.
Yeah, from 2013 to the Rise of the Tomb Raider and Shadow of the Tomb Raider. And I also like Dishonored. In Total Overdose was one game which was like insane. So
Yes,
yeah. From the GTA series, I would say I'm a little bit biased towards Vice City because that was my first game. But yeah, these are some titles. And then, of course, there are a hell lot of other things like Max Payne. And then there was Manhunt.
I don't know about Manhunt.
Yeah, so Hitman, Blood Money, and all those games. I don't like Hitman 3 and everything, but yeah, the older ones were pretty good.
I just like Hitman 3 for Mumbai version.
That's one thing, yeah.
But the Hitman first was actually very intriguing.
Right.
I remember मेरा cousin आया था. He was like very elder to me. He told me कि एक ऐसा game है जिसके अंदर आपको होटल के अंदर entry करना है, and you don't have an invitation card, and
yeah, you just need to.
Yeah, you just have to make. And that moment I was very intrigued. The reason was उसके पहले ना like एक unidirectional game flow खेला था.
Correct.
जिसमें ये करने के बाद ये होगा, ये करने के बाद ये होगा. Hitman actually gave me the smell of open world. Okay, although I have played GTA, but इसमें you had options.
Right.
एक छोटे से I would say they actually made a nice open world in a small compact world of its own compared to those era, the open world games of those era when दुनिया बहुत बड़ी है but करने को similar repetitive चीजें हैं. So that was a nice thing. Have you played Sega by the way?
Yeah,
Sega का कौन सा गेम था वो?
Tekken or maybe something.
इसमें वो बस एक गन अपने आप
Virtual Cop 2 maybe.
Yeah, Virtual Cop 2.
Yeah. So, there's a little story with that. So I was, I think, again 5 or 6 or something. So when I used to visit my mama's place, so my bhaiya was playing that game. Now what happened was, he told me to, okay, now you play. And then after firing some bullets, the player or the protagonist is going to ask you to reload. At that time, I was not, good at English or something. So I didn't understood actually what he was saying. So for me, it was like, we low. So it was very confusing. And then I just used to keep on firing. Nothing is happening. And then I'm sitting there for half an hour or something, trying to understand what's going on. And, why is it just shouting, we low. And then later on, he told me basically he's asking to reload. So that's quite a, important kind of
Nice.
memory that's just stuck in my head right now.
कभी कभी कुछ गेम्स देख के कोर मेमोरी बिल्कुल अनलॉक हो जाती है, राइट?
Definitely, definitely. So, by the way, what's your take on how things are happening right now? Most of the games are more focused on the graphics side instead of what we can say world building or say storytelling.
Gameplay.
Yeah,
The
gameplay.
actual, yeah,
Yeah,
I
like
get what
the
you're saying.
thing that with which you basically get fun while playing. So
Hmm.
that's kind of missing nowadays.
So ये इसके बारे में मैंने बहुत सोचा था,
Hmm.
तो I'll just give you some what I thought about it. That there are games जिसमें काफी अच्छा like the graphics are amazing. वीडियोस ही डाल दिए कुछ लोगों ने, तो गेम्स ही नहीं बचे वो वीडियो, मूवीज है वो बीच बीच में कट्स आते हैं,
More cutscenes and less gameplay.
So I used to think when I was a child, I used to think that maybe जितने बेटर ग्राफिक्स होंगे उतना बेटर मेरा like the fun out of the game would be. But I was wrong. Why? When I was a child, मैं क्रिकेट खेलता था, एग्जांपल देता हूँ, because I played that game a lot. तो 2007 तो बहुत बाद में आया, उसके पहले कुछ ऐसे गेम्स थे क्रिकेट के जिसके अंदर like the teams were like for example 97 Ashes version, okay, cricket 97, उसके अंदर डेमो था मेरे पास, मेन गेम भी नहीं था उस टाइम पे, डेमो होते थे, राइट? तो ऑस्ट्रेलियन टीम वाज लाइसेंस्ड बट द अदर टीम वर नॉट. ऑस्ट्रेलिया एंड इंग्लैंड वर लाइसेंस्ड, ठीक है? सो वेस्ट इंडीज की टीम लेके मैं उसको इंडिया मान रहा हूँ मन में ही, ठीक है? मेरे हिसाब से वो इंडिया है, वो मेरे हिसाब से वो जहीर खान लेफ्ट आर्म बॉलर है और राइट आर्म बॉलर कोई दूसरा है, वो मेरे मन में. तो it gives you a very big thing, gameplay, जो actual gameplay, that is more important. The human imagination is so good that I can imagine what I want to. When I will be playing Wolfenstein, मुझे नहीं पता कि वो जर्मन आर्मी है, मेरे लिए वो इंडियन आर्मी है. If I am playing, it's my perspective. So मुझे वो वीडियोस से भी ज्यादा ना तो गेमप्ले अच्छा होगा. But I have a hope. I have hope from developers like you and me, probably, if we get enough things, maybe we can craft something which would be best of both worlds.
Correct.
But you are right, I personally I am bored of playing games which are just I could have just like watched a movie.
Right. I also used to think that adding realism to games or maybe adding realistic graphics will improve the experience, but it does nothing. So I have tried a lot of modding, and then modding for graphics basically. Then what? Once you mod it, okay, it's looking better and eating up a lot of the resources from your PC, but you get nothing out of it.
And after some time, like,
it's normal. So yeah, there's nothing new to it.
Sahi baat hai.
But if the gameplay is good, then it's always fun to play. But still, what happens is a lot of times nowadays, I still like to play older Call of Duties, which were not that good in graphics.
Yeah.
But the fun part was there.
Trigger instincts.
Exactly. Like
right?
Black Ops and
yes.
even earlier ones like Call of Duty 1 maybe. And I have played Call of Duty 2 or 1, I think, multiplayer. I don't know which one exactly it was, 1 or 2, but some of them had it, the multiplayer feature. I tried it. And what we used to do, there was a friend of mine when I was in maybe class 8th or 9th. At that time we used to play this Call of Duty multiplayer online. And it was a hell of fun. Like people from everywhere used to come to the lobbies and then
just played this one, World War II.
Yeah, World War II I have it.
That one is good, like
that one is good. Yeah. That one is pretty good. Even I would say from a cinematic point of view, that is very, very good.
It's like best of both worlds.
Exactly. Right. What I don't like is games like Advanced Warfare, Call of Duty, Infinite Warfare. Just bullshit, running around and then killing some people. Heavy tech, modernistic and futuristic zone. My personal preference is because like older things.
Do you agree to it that the gaming market is bombarded with zombie games and post-apocalypse?
That is true. That is true. Yeah.
So
very less are actually good.
हाँ, मतलब अब वो बहुत zombie मतलब थोड़ा सा we want some realism, right?
Zombie में I would say
this one is good, The Last of Us.
Last of Us is good. And then Days Gone.
Days Gone, yeah.
That is also good. And then there's one. I just.
No, but playing like a game like Call of Duty, and, like killing zombies.
That is useless. Like at least for me, it's not fun.
I'm not alone.
Yeah, there's something like.
I think we are not alone.
Right. Dying Light, yeah, Dying Light is a game. So that is pretty good. And then Resident Evil, I used to play it in my childhood, but I would say till date my favorite is Resident Evil 7. Because of the story. Yeah, because it's less about killing or something.
Games क्या console का बताओ मुझे एक बार, like maybe your gaming laptop or console, if you have a console or gaming laptop. So you play on laptop or console?
I prefer PCs and laptops.
PCs,
yeah.
so.
The only reason is that it's kind of a nostalgic feeling for me.
Okay.
क्योंकि बचपन से उस पे ही खेला हुआ है, so that's the only reason. And
how did you get your first gaming PC? Like as an Indian kid, because I know what to tell our parents why we need.
Right. So basically, what happened was that I used to plan it from my childhood. That, someday I need to get a PC in which I can run any game at max settings.
Okay.
And it should give me good performance, good FPS and everything. So that was always a dream. And then when I was in college, earning started via freelancing and everything. Gathered some money.
Wow.
And then I bought my first gaming laptop. And then, yeah.
कौन सा था?
It was a Lenovo Legion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, what about you?
I have become more like a console player at the moment. The reason being is that I used to have Windows, बचपन में वही था, right? Then with time I moved to Mac, and right now I am too clumsy at Windows. ठीक है? I have a gaming laptop, by the way, for just one game. It's a game called Supreme Ruler, Ultimate and Supreme Ruler series basically. That's the best strategic game ever. Okay. Like if you're into strategy games, you should play that game. Very less people know about that game. So the game is basically about you can become a prime minister or president of any country. You will have real resources. You will have to rule that country. You can, like, let's say if you are X country, you can make war on Y country. There would be election in your country. And let's say if you're India, okay, I won't take other names, but let's say if you're India, and if you have your arsenal, if you have your, like, आपके पास एक army है, तो it will show you exact number of squadrons कि यार Sukhoi 30 की इतने squadrons है आपके पास, और बिल्कुल realistic. So I like realistic games. I cannot just imagine fake things when it comes to like known real approaches.
Right.
Data. I can imagine उसका ठीक है. Graphic नहीं है तो I can imagine like that, but so for that game I bought okay, and my first console I wanted to buy PS2 so much when I was a child. Everyone around me, like some of my richer friends used to have PS2. I was not that like from that kind of money. So वो मलाल रह गया था. Used to play 15-20 rupees वाला देखिए कभी
वो एक रहता था.
The moment I started earning, I bought PS4. Then PS5 I got. Xbox 4 Flight Simulator. I love MSFS. And then one Nintendo for Pokemon games.
Okay. Cool. And the strategy thing that you mentioned, I used to play Age of Empires.
Nice.
Like it was kind of the beginning for these kind of games.
Yeah.
Later came up Civilization and everything, all these games. There was one more game, Total War Rome.
Total War. Yeah.
That was also pretty good. Somewhat similar to, not similar to Age of Empires, but the concept was same. But yeah, those were the games that I used to play in a strategy in the beginning. They were very good. Yeah. Nowadays, so the last one that I tried was Civilization 6.
Yeah.
But again,
it's too much graphics.
Yeah. Something is missing.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
You should try Supreme Ruler.
Okay.
It has a learning curve also. It will take 7 to 8 days for a good gamer to handle economy. Economy is the main part in the game.
Okay.
Yeah. So try that.
Sounds pretty interesting.
Baki life lessons I actually learned from games. Like I'll tell you 2 examples. First, I'll tell you the Ubisoft, right? Assassin's Creed series. So And my favorite game in the series is Odyssey.
Okay.
Okay. So, have you played, by the way, Assassin's Creed? Okay.
Only the initial
Origins.
ones like Black
Origins.
Flag and all that.
So in Origins, like it's set in Egypt. In Odyssey, it is set in Greece. Okay. So I used to fascinate, like I had history fascination as well. I used to think about क्या होते होंगे वो emperors या कैसी होती होगी वो दुनिया. Or Assassin's Creed में when you're into a character and play a game, you feel like you are that character, right? As a gamer, you will understand कि जो आप वो बन जाते हो. So जब Assassin's Creed मैंने खेला Odyssey और जब मैंने वो चीजें देखी कि वाओ ये उस टाइम का ग्रीस ऐसा होगा, वाओ मतलब and रियल चीजें भी आपको पता है कि यार ये एथेंस आज का ऐसा है तब का, तो उससे मुझे एक नया पर्सपेक्टिव मिला धनंजय कि whenever I go like to older places right now, my imagination is just like Cassandra or Alexios जो उसके main character है कि अच्छा like let's say if I go to Bhangar, this is like Bhangar fort, so I will actually like my Assassin's Creed instincts will turn on and I can feel that. Correct. I can feel that. Correct. So that one thing I learned. Second very big life lesson which I learned for my business was from the game called Mountain Blade. Have you played Mountain Blade?
No.
Strategy game, but with some bit of warfare, ancient medieval warfare. तो उसमें ना मेरे को 3 महीने लग गया. Like it's basically about you are a single guy and you have to make the whole empire into like your dominion basically. तो मैं start कर रहा था, मैंने एक जागीर ली, उससे मैंने एक छोटा kingdom लिया, and I like it took me some time, 3 to 4 months or something around that time कि to reach that level, half level, and I was like playing very ध्यान से.
So single player or multiplayer?
Single player
story
कि हाँ कि यार ध्यान से खेल रहा हूँ कि यार मेरी आर्मी नहीं खत्म हो जाए एकदम नेक्स्ट वॉर में. Someday it hit me कि यार for a game I'm spending 4 months of my life and like मैं गेम में डर रहा हूँ, मतलब इसमें तो respawn भी होता है, right? Correct. And then I just like I became so aggressive in the game, and next 3 days I won the next half of it. Okay. And from that moment it was like one of the moments in my life when I understood in life I should not just think and think a lot. Correct. I should just like start going around. Things will. So as a gamer, I think you would have also learned amazing things.
Right. It's like very small things here and there, which kind of makes up your personality.
Yeah.
And how you think.
Right.
And everything basically, how you think, how you talk, how you behave, everything comes from it. Because the amount of time that I have spent on these kind of games is crazy. And I have learned a lot of things.
Nice.
Especially, I would say, from the tech point of view, because what used to happen when I used to make games, even smaller games, then these big games used to be kind of the inspiration for it. Like I can implement this kind of a mechanic while I'm making my game. So say I am playing Max Payne. Okay. And there's a particular thing in Max Payne which is slow-mo. So you can jump and so that thing was very, very good. And then I'm trying to implement in my game. Even if I'm making a 2D game, I'll try to make the character jump in a slow-mo. So you press a key, and then you jump in slow-mo, then you fire a bullet, the camera will follow the bullet towards the enemy.
So you pursued the game so technically from your childhood itself?
Not from the childhood, from the point when I started making them.
Achha.
Yeah, because then it was more like, how this is made. Because then I used to see the background process also, like I'm also making, so I know what goes behind making it.
Right.
So it was very, very, very intriguing for me that there was a known door problem that I learned about. So in the earlier days of game development and everything, for the world, like there was this problem of doors. So making this door move like this, you might have read about it somewhere. So that's why at that time I started looking at games technically a lot, and it helps while you're making it.
Also, games also helps you. Not only games and sports both. It helps you, like it gets you, it makes your instinct better, I would say. Because when you actually play games with triggers, right, or when you play like sports, तुमको like आपको like speed, distance and volume का एक जो idea होता है, it's better than rest of the people who are not playing. I think this perspective.
Again, a nostalgic memory from NFS Most Wanted. Okay. The 2005 one. So this particular game we still play because that is, for me, one of the greatest racing games ever. NFS Most Wanted. NFS. Yeah. And I don't like a lot their other games like NFS World or something, or Run. Not that good. NFS Most Wanted was pretty good. And then there was this rush thing when you're doing a bounty or something, and then multiple police cars are chasing you, the helicopters are chasing you, and you just need to find your way. Yeah. That was pretty insane because the amount of rush and anxiety you get out of that.
Yes.
That was pretty cool.
I think आपका भी वही होगा जो मतलब I think पूरे इंडिया के सब बच्चों का यही था एक टाइम पे कि I used to come from school at 1:30.
Exactly.
1:40 I am playing games.
Right.
And half of the days I used to have 2 uniforms mostly, right?
Right.
Half of the days I am not like removing uniform, and then someone is calling me that अरे भाई this red list, I know this Dhananjay, that lot of days I was being fed while I was like playing games. And people told me that I used to eat more while I was playing games because I didn't care about it.
Correct. I had a PC in the beginning. That was my first PC, and it had 256 MB of RAM and 10 gigabytes of hard drive. Oh. So now we have RAM more than 256 MB of RAM.
वही होगा पर अभी तो I cannot imagine.
Yeah, and then it had that floppy disk thing and everything.
Floppy,
so it was quite an older PC, and then I used to play GTA 3 on it. So
GTA 3 was a very modern game that time.
So it used to run at 8 FPS.
Yeah.
So now you need to, it's kind of lagging, and then but that was the game that I had at that time, GTA 3. It was fun. I was playing at 8 FPS something, but it was fun.
My first PC was Pentium.
Okay. That
Pentium
was
2, Pentium 3,
right.
something around.
Correct.
To run GTA 3 kind of games, I think if I remember, I had to upgrade to dual core.
Yeah. Correct.
It had a Core Duo,
Right. Right.
So, wow, like long time for Indian games.
Exactly.
What I love right now is Indians have started paying for games.
Correct. There are a lot of people nowadays. I recently joined a community. There's a person he's on YouTube and LinkedIn both. Game Tout or something. Okay. His handle's name is. He has created a community on WhatsApp and Discord too, I think. Sure. He has nearly 500 something people from India. Some of them are game studio owners. Some of them are developers, designers, and all those kind of people. It's quite a good community. And I can see there that things are growing in India now. People are getting interested in making games and making real games, not just casual stuff or something, but they are trying for really good stuff.
Right.
And I'm also hoping for the games that are currently launching, say Detective Dodson and all of that. I hope they perform good and well in market.
Consoles also, like Indians have like now Indians are owning consoles in a great number. We are paying 5,000-6,000 rupees for a AAA game right now these days, and amazing games are coming. I think there is a studio from Bombay. I always forget the name, who are coming up with Project Madras and this
Project Madras. I think it's from Chennai, right?
So the game is based on Chennai, but the studio is from Mumbai.
Okay.
And the first game is on Mumbai itself.
So Game on Studios, Mumbai Gali.
Yeah, Mumbai Gali.
Nikhil Malankar.
Right. That one. So they are. I have high hopes from them. I just don't know why it's getting delayed. Maybe there will be some technical reasons.
Yeah, because they are trying at the fullest of potential possible, making like a big open world game. It's going to take some time.
All my heart to them.
Exactly. At least they are trying.
No, the reason being is I always imagined a game from India.
Yes.
I imagined Delhi or Bombay ke andar, like there should be an open world game.
Correct.
So yeah, all the best for that. And there is this one more game, 1971 Indian Naval Warfare, something like this. It's also on PS, I think, and
Okay.
on PC. So that is also an India-based game. So a lot of games are coming from India, and like we're also paying for them.
Right. High expectations.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll also launch some good stuff.
We just have to make sure, like as a country, that if we pay for those games, right, we have to pay to those people, right, like who are, because game development is not child's play.
Correct.
Right.
It's hard.
But I also understand we came from a time in India where the GDP per capita was not that good. So the reason why Dhananjay and I right now, we have played a lot of games and we know about games is because either we played demos or we had access for, like we had to use the free games because, that era we didn't have a lot of money, right?
Correct.
So, yeah, nice journey from there to
exactly.
And I hope Dhananjay, you also, like, I know what we are doing, and we cannot right now speak about those things right now because it's under development. But I hope in the next, like few quarters, like we both come up with
Definitely.
amazing games.
Right.
All right.
I'm hoping for that.
Absolutely. So
Cool.
it was amazing, like conversation with you today.
Same here. Talking about games and this particular topic, like how it changed the life, is so cool.
Yeah.
Because there are a hell lot of memories that are attached with games. Takes you into nostalgia, and then everything comes back.
Right.
So it's quite fun.
Right. So
cool. Then let's catch up again.
Absolutely.
For the new podcast with some new topic, maybe game dev next time.
Absolutely.
And let's also talk about the marketing side of making games and everything the next time we meet.
Absolutely. And
cool.
The game is on.
Yeah, the game is on.
Right.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Cool then.
Yeah.
Bye.